Okay, so number 2, we have a triangle, and I think it's really important to recognize and draw a diagram for a lot of these. So we have a triangle and it's got these sides. We don't know anything about this triangle. I drew it kind of like equilateral-ish, but we don't know that. So we've got 3 different sides, 7x plus 4 and 2x minus 1. So I'm going to label those sides. It doesn't matter where we label them. And it says that the perimeter of the triangle is 36. So for perimeter, we know we have to add up all of the sides around the outside of the triangle, and that would equal 36. So here I would have 7 plus x plus 4 plus 2x plus 1 equals 36. And I'm going to simplify that and gather up my like terms before I move on from here. So x and 2x is 3x plus, and then I've got 7 plus 4 plus 1. So that's 3x plus 12 equals 36. And now I'm just going through my steps for solving equations. So I have to opposite operations that plus 12, so it would be 36 minus 12. 3x is 24. And then opposite operations, divide by 3. I get x equals 8. So the main thing here is being able to set up that equation that connects to what you're being told. They tell us that the perimeter is 36, so we have to make an equation for perimeter, adding up the 3 sides and setting it equal to 36. Once you get that, we want to find the different sides. So here, one side is 2x plus 1. So if x is equal to 8, we can figure out what that would be. So 2 times 8 plus 1 is 16 plus 1 is 17. So this side is 17. The other side is x plus 4, so 8 plus 4, which is 12. So my actual side lengths on my triangle are 7, 17, and 12. So then it says, what is the length of the longest side? You would say the longest side is 17. And it doesn't specify centimeters, but we always could kind of check that. If it did, we would want to make sure we did units. We can also do a check up here because now we know the sides. Is this true? 7 plus 12 plus 17, yes, that's equal to 36. So the perimeter of my triangle is in fact 36. That connects back. Just checking the chat. Any questions? We okay? The next one is about Caleb doing yard work. So this says he earns $12 per hour plus $3 for every bag of yard waste that he hauls away. And last week he earned $249. So I'm going to make an equation and tell what my variables will be. So the 2 things that could change are the hours that he works, and B is like the bags of yard waste. So if we didn't know how many hours he works and we don't know how many bags of yard waste he did, but we know he gets paid $12 per hour. So he'll make $12 times the number of hours. Plus they pay him $3 extra every time he hauls away a bag of yard waste. So 3 times B, and his total amount of money was $249. So that's my equation. So what I was looking for here was this equation And then did you tell me what your variables represented? So then in part B, it says he worked for 17 hours. So that tells us that the hours are 17. How many bags of yard waste? So we want to figure out B. So we're going to use our equation. 12H plus 3B equals 249. And I know his hours were 17, and we want to figure out what the B would be. So we're going to do solving equations here. 17 times 12 is 204. And I'm going to kind of run out of space, so I'm just going to go up here. So opposite operations with that positive 204 will be 249 minus 204. So 3B is 45, and then divide by 3 on both sides. B is 15. So therefore, he hauled 15 bags. And then his friend made the same amount of money, so we can use the same equation, but we know he only hauled away 7 bags. How many hours did Amir work? So this says that Amir hauled away 7 bags. So here we know B equals 7, and it says how many hours, so that's what we don't know. So H is our question mark. So we're going to take the same equation, 12H plus 3B is 249. And then 12H plus 3 times 7 is 249. 12H plus 21 is 249. And we're going to kind of, again, running out of space. Opposite operations with that plus 21. So 12H is 249 minus 21, which is 238. No, 218. 28. 228. Whoops. And then we'll divide by 12. And H is 19 hours. Sorry. So therefore, he worked 19 hours. Is that okay? Any questions? Checking in. Okay. Then the last question here was the thinking question. And this one, again, was perimeter, but they don't tell us the perimeter. They say that the square and the triangle have the same perimeter. And a number of people just kind of said that this side was equal to this side, but you have to be careful with like the number of sides that you have. So the perimeter of the square is going to be 4 times 5x plus 3 because there's 4 sides. And the perimeter of the triangle will be 3 times 7x minus 1. But those two perimeters are going to be equal. So that's our equation that we're going to set up, is making those perimeters equal. And then we'll have to go through the steps of solving that equation. So multiplying the 4 into the bracket on this side, we always want to clear out our brackets first. So 20x plus 12. And multiplying the 3 in here, 21x minus 3. And then variables to the left, numbers to the right. Or the other way around, doesn't actually matter. But I almost always do variables to the left. So here we've got 20x minus 21x equals, remember that negative stays with my 3, and the 12 was positive, so when it goes over, it's negative 12. So 20 minus 21 is negative 1x equals negative 15. And then here, when we divide, we get x equals 15. So then we have to look back and say, like, what did we actually, what are we actually being asked? So it says find the area of the square. So we need to figure out what the side of the square is. 5x plus 3, if I know x is 15, that means the side length of the square is 78. So it's 78 all around. I can double check my perimeter too, right? And make sure I got the right answer there. So 4 times 78 equals that's 312. And I could figure out what this one is. The 7x minus 1 would have been 7 times 15 minus 1. This is optional though. This checking is, whoops. Checking this is an optional thing. So 105 minus 1, or 104. And here, 3 times 104 also equals 312. So our two perimeters would have been equal here. But what I'm actually being asked for is the area of the square. So we know the area is length times width, and for a square they're both the same. So it's 78 times 78, or 78 squared. So that's 6,048 units squared. And you would write your therefore statement kind of connecting those together.